Hi everyone! I am so excited tonight. We have a very special live for you. So I'm Sandy Sandler, the creator of the Bowdabra, and Joette of the Bowdabra design team is here with me in Las Vegas, and she and I have been filming for like this week. We're filming lots of videos because every Wednesday we come out with a new Bowdabra video that airs on YouTube and on our Bowdabra blog every Wednesday. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you'll get a notification every time we have a new video come out. And what I'm going to show you is a preview of the projects that we've been making. And so here's one of the projects that you'll see. And this is a beautiful rag bow wreath that we used a nautical rope and just a dollar store frame. So then, and then we have this one. I'm just handing them off to Joette, and we're trading out here. So now we have this beautiful spring door swag, which is super simple to make. And then we have a great Mardi Gras swag. Whoops, it's kind of hard. I'll kind of go up and down so you can see this. So it's really hard to show the camera because it's so big, but we have all of these projects coming up, and we've got here, I've got a St. Patrick's Day door swag, and I'll just kind of bring this down here and show it to you. And then we have Joette's grabbing them for me.
Oh, here they are.
So, so anyway, so what's going to happen is Joette's going to do a demonstration for you in just a little bit, but I wanted to kind of give you a little heads up. This is a beautiful Mother's Day gift wrap and a cute little hair bow that we're going to make. And we've got a great little fall wreath bow, and we have this adorable little lantern swag that we'll make for Christmas in July. So we just wanted to show you, these, and they're going to be, like I said, we do a new video every single Wednesday, so definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be notified every time a new video comes. Now I'm going to switch places with Joette, and she's going to show you 5 projects you can make in 30 minutes, which is really fun. So I'm going to come out here, and Joette's going to come back in. Okay, everybody, say hi to Joette.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joette from the Bowdabra design team, and I'm out here playing around in flowers and ribbons, glitter and fur in sunny Las Vegas. And I want to start out tonight with something small while everybody's coming in, because we're going to gradually get bigger and bigger.
Hi, Maria and Karen and Alexia and Rose and Lisa. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's so fun to have you.
Hi, Lisa. That's Lisa from the Rustic Vine, one of our design team members on there. All right, everybody, I'm going to start out with a length of Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to place it. Normally when you do a hair bow, you use the mini Bowdabra. Tonight I'm using the large Bowdabra, and I have a helper. I've got a husky down here trying to help me. All right, so what we're going to do is start out, we're going to make a Bermuda bow tie, and I've got my 15-inch strip of ribbon cut. I've got the angles cut on each end and sealed. I have them going opposite directions. So I'm going to start out making a tail. So you want to do a mountain up on this ribbon on the back side, and then Sandy calls it 2 valleys. That way you don't have to sew. And you can, I'm going to go ahead and twist that before I put it down in here, but I have the mountain up and the valleys in that ribbon. I'm going to place it down in the large Bowdabra, and it gives it a really smooth fold where I don't have to sew it. And I'm going to take the opposite side, fold it, make my loop, doing it again. I wish I could show you. I don't know if I'm on the above camera or not.
Oh, no, you're not. Thank you for reminding me.
So before
I wasn't doing my job.
That's all right. So I've got it. Wanted to pull it a little bit bigger to make my loop bigger. That's the good thing about Bowdabra, is you can take it and move it while it's still in there and adjust it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my loop a little bit bigger. As I pull it, those little folds I put actually go with it and stay. So now I have a little bit of tail showing underneath, and a little, and I've got the top tail, I've got one loop. So this is called a Bermuda bow tie, and you wouldn't believe it, it's a cute bow until you see it. So I'm taking my Bowdabra bow wire out, placing those loose ends through the loop end, which is my slip knot, pulling it tight while it's in the large Bowdabra. But again, if your ribbon was thinner, you could use the mini for this. Okay, pull it tight, and I'm going to tie it up in a half knot on the back. And I'm going to shape it, make sure everything's laying flat before I finish it off. So that's pretty much what I want. And I'm going to take, you can take a little hair clip, or you can take your ponytail, which I prefer, and tie it on nice and tight with your wire. Go ahead and get it a good knot. And this part you can either use a glue gun, or you can use a Zot, which I'm going to use now. And it's going to hold, it's going to be easier to use on camera. So at the end of it, I'm going to go ahead and lay a Zot right here across the ponytail. And I've got this little 3-inch strip I've cut of satin ribbon, no wire, and I'm going to place it on the ponytail and wrap it around, and then drop it across the Zot.
Everybody says they're watching from very cold Ohio or very cold Arlington, Texas. So, and I know it's cold everywhere because my mom's down in Florida, and she said that it's 61 degrees and breezy, and they're the warmest spot in the country.
Oh my. Well, I'm going to put the last Zot on here, so seal it up, but yeah, you could use hot glue. And there you have this adorable, I don't know which camera I'm on.
You're on the overhead.
Okay. You have this adorable Bermuda bow tie. Of course, I picked puppy paws and bones because that's what I love. All right.
And Margaret from Scotland says she loves our bows. She says they're all beautiful.
Oh, great. Thank you. That's a long ways. I'm from Arkansas, and I'm getting notifications from everybody how cold it is. It was like 15 degrees this morning. So I'm glad I'm out here missing all that. So next we're going to make a Valentine bow. This can be used as a gift bow, or you can actually put it on a wreath if you want. I'm going to take a length of Bowdabra bow wire, fold it in half, and I've placed it down in the Bowdabra. Tuck those ends underneath and out of the way. And let me get my materials out. And so this is going to be kind of like a funky bow, but with a little bit of a twist. So to do a funky bow, you have, these are probably 24-inch strips of ribbon, and I've already dovetailed the end. So you want to twist and have the tail already out, and then you don't have to twist this side, just place it down. So fold your loop and then pull it over.
Wow, Maria says it's 10 degrees in Cincinnati.
Oh my.
That's too cold.
I'm not jealous. Okay, so twist, the pretty side showing on your tail, the ugly side on your loop, fold it, and place that tail down. Get it kind of close to even. Do it again. We'll just keep repeating this, and we're alternating sides. So twist, fold the loop, scrunch it down. And this is a really pretty sheer wired ribbon, so it's easy to work with, and it's going to be real pretty and light and airy on a gift or a Valentine decoration. So twist your tail and scrunch in your, fold your loop and scrunch it down in. I'm going to give it a good scrunch. It could be fine like this, but for those that know me know I'm extra, so I'm going to do a little extra here. Sandy, which camera am I on?
You're on the back camera, the overhead.
Overhead? I'll try this where they can see it. I'm going to try to go slow enough where you can keep up with me. So I'm taking a yard of satin ribbon, non-wired. You can use any solid, even wired ribbon for this. So I'm folding it in half, and then I'm going to make a triangle. Try it like this. And then I'm going to take this ribbon over, and now I have a square. You can see that. So then you just keep going. Let me scoot over here so you can see. Just keep going back and forth until you run out of ribbon. And so this is going to be our centerpiece for our bow, because I would like to put a rose in the center, but I don't have one handy right now, so I'm going to make my own rose. This is called a ribbon rose. So I'll just go back and forth, and we're almost to the end, and hopefully you'll get to watch it form into a rose real fast here in a second. Okay, so now I've got it all the way folded. I ran out here, so I'm going to drop it, and then I'm going to hold on to one end and pull gently. Let it slide, and you don't want to pull it all the way through, because there you go. You want to stop it right there when it starts looking like a rose, and you can use a larger length if you like, because it'll make a lot bigger rose. This makes more like a rosebud. So I'm taking it and I'm going to twist it a little bit so it doesn't come undone, placing that in the Bowdabra. So I've got all this left over, and if you know me, you know I'm not going to waste that. So I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to make a little shoe bow type bow with it. So look how that's changed it already. So I'm going to make sure my loop's straight. I'm going to give it one more good scrunch.
Margaret says it's 7 degrees in Scotland.
Goodness. Well, I've got my bow wire out. This is why we cut it in half, cut it and fold it in half. Is you've got a slip knot here. I've got my loose ends here, so I'll pull them through. Holds everything. You pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. And go ahead and give it one more good tug, and then flip it over and tie it up in a knot in the back, and then we'll fluff it, and then you can do whatever you want with this kind of bow. So it's a funky bow, so all you're doing is separating your tails and your loops. You want to just be able to see it all. Straighten it up a little bit, and even with that pull that where it can be seen. Looks like a little shoe bow, or part of a shoe bow. I've got a shorter tail here, but you can clip that off and make it into, you can either cut it off, dovetail it, and then you have this beautiful, I don't know where I'm at again. Is it up there? Okay. You have this beautiful Valentine's bow that would be great for some kind of candy gift or something. You want to make homemade gifts, cookies, whatever. Okay, next we're going to work on, let's see, I've got a lantern swag I want to show you how to make. A little mini lantern swag. Here's our little lantern. It's not a tiny lantern, but it's pretty small. You can adjust the size of these to the size of your lantern. You can make them bigger if your lantern is bigger than this one. So again, I'm taking my Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to cut a good length, because I want to be able to tie it around the lantern when I'm done. If you noticed, when I do these, if you've watched me before, I don't use hot glue unless I have to. A lot of these, like when I make wreaths, I do them everything in the Bowdabra. So I've got some bits and pieces of greens. I've got eucalyptus, I've got ficus. So I'm going to just place the greens in the Bowdabra first. And I have a top and a bottom when I do this. So I want this to be my bottom. And this right here, I'll designate that as my top. I've got berries. You cut them loose off a bush, or you can put a whole spray in if you're making a big one. I just keep building on this. So I've got these roses. I'm going to put the bud up at the top and a bloom at the top, and then I'll save this one for the bottom. So I'm going to make a small bow. I've got a short amount of tails. That's like 12 inches of pre-dovetailed ribbon I've cut. I'm placing it down in the Bowdabra, and I'm going to see if that's my top. I want my tail to go this way. Let me switch it. It's the same thing. I'm just making I'm manipulating it now before I get it out. And then I'm going to make a twist and fold bow. I've got about 1.5 yards of this 1.5 inch wide cabana striped ribbon. So I'm going to twist and fold. I'm just doing a traditional twist and fold bow. So twist fold your loop, cross over and do the opposite side the same way until you run out of ribbon. So twist and fold, and I'm going to graduate my loops as I go in. Twist. There's no rules to this. You can make your bow however you want. But when I do get to the end, I have this much left to make my loops even. I go ahead and put that end in and then scrunch it down. And look, there's my ends. They're all even. So now I'm going to tie this up and pull my ends out from underneath the Bowdabra. Pull the loose ends through the loop in. Pull it tight. Remove it. Keep pulling it tight. And then I want to go all the way to the back of this. Got to get past my leaves. You don't want to tie your leaves in it. This is great with the Bowdabra bow wire. It can substitute the hot glue because it's holding it all together in one place, and done. I didn't have to burn myself. So again, here's my top. I'm going to go ahead and fluff it out. So I'm just going to take my loops and fluff them, round them out. And I'm going to pull my flowers in place. And if you have them in there, you want them to move a little bit, you can push them down and tug and pull them up if you want. So let me go ahead and show you what we have. We have this adorable lantern swag. All right, so I saved enough wire so I could tie it onto the top. I'll get it straight as soon as I get it tight. And this great thing about this is you can make these for every season and have a seasonal lantern swag. So there you have it, this adorable, quick and easy little lantern swag. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside.
It's really pretty.
Thank you. So easy. It's a great way to use up scrap florals. So next we're going to make, let's see, I'm going to do the wreath, I guess. Oh, I wanted to show you the lantern swag. You can also make the same swag and put it on a small wreath. Easy way to make a wreath as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and got my supplies here so I didn't scatter them everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and cut another length of Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to leave enough on there so I can tie it to the wreath. So I'll show you just how quick and easy you can make a wreath with no hot glue. And again, I'm just using pieces of stuff, but you can go buy new stuff. This is a small one, but if you want to make a big one, you just add more stuff to it, make a larger scale of this. So when I'm going to make that the right side, I'm putting my greenery in first. I always build the base first. And I'm using some ficus leaves. So just stacking. And another little thing I do is if I don't want it to slip in the Bowdabra bow wire, I kind of part the foliage, or the flowers, I grab a leaf or something and put it on like this so it can't slip out of the bow wire. So that keeps me from having to use hot glue. This little piece, that has a little notch, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. And then I've got these little Dollar Tree bushes. So again, this is designated as my bottom, and this will be my top. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these in. You can cut those big trunk stems off or leave them on. I cut one off, and so I could go in a little closer on this one since it's my top. I want my bottom side to be a little longer. So now I have probably 20-inch pieces of this is dots. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, it's a Bowdabra ribbon. You can get it on Bowdabra.com. So I'm going to make a funky bow, but this is going to have a little twist to it. Making sure I have the right piece to do this. Okay, so twist and fold. Get your pretty side up on the tail, and then you just lay your second tail down. You don't have to twist and fold it because you fold here at the loop. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do the opposite side.
And you can buy the Bowdabras at Bowdabra.com, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, just so everybody knows.
Yes. Okay, so if you want to, while you're making these, you can straighten them up in the Bowdabra. All right, so now I'm using a 1.5 inch wide, so we're going from a 2.5 inch wide to a 1.5 inch wide, twisting and folding on the opposite side. Almost put it on, it doesn't matter, it'll come out the same, but always works better when you switch it around. So twist and fold. One more. Opposite side, twist, so the tail's on the right side. As Sandy says, that's a 180-degree turn. Twist and fold. So I could leave it like that. I could put something in the center, but what I'm doing here is a 12-inch piece of ribbon, and I'm going to make little short tails, twist, and I'm going to make a button loop. It's a funky bow, miniature funky bow, what I just did, adding that on there. I'm going to give it a good scrunch.
Let us know which Bowdabras you have. Do you have the mini Bowdabra or the regular Bowdabra? Or do you have both?
I have a lot of both. I never know where I'm going to need them. Okay, so I'm going to get under the camera so you can see. I'm going to pull that really tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Remove it. Pull it tight again. I'm going to separate these wires. Pull them to the back. You want to get through your foliage and tie it in a knot. And you can always get it tighter. You can take it and pull it tighter again. So again, the tighter you get it, you will not need hot glue at all. Okay, so I've got a good knot here. And all you do now, let's do this first. There's my button loop I made. Separate those little miniature tails. Pull everything out, fluff your loops, and give your bow a good shape. And if your flowers or foliage needs any shaping, now's the time to do it. Or you can do it when you get it on the wreath. I always end up doing it twice. So this is what we have. You could use that as a swag too. But we are going to put it on this oval wreath. I'm going to put it on upside down, and then I'll turn it around. Okay, so I'm going to wrap my bow wire around the wreath, and I'm going to come back from the front. You just want to pull it tight. I'm going to hide the wire right here where I tied the button off. And get it tight. Clip off the excess wire if it shows, and you have just one more little chance here to straighten it up. Well, you can straighten it up all you want, but I have one more little chance before I hold it up. Then you have this beautiful wreath for any season. Again, you can tie it on with that. Since you didn't use hot glue, you can remove it and do it seasonal, and then save that for the next time this season comes around. So there's the wreath, and one more thing, we're going to make a Valentine's Day door swag. It's a sweetheart door swag.
And don't forget to let us know where you're watching from. And tonight, rather than a roll of scrunchy ribbon, we're going to give a 50-foot package of Bowdabra bow wire in both gold and silver.
Ooh, I'm watching from Las Vegas. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit longer length of the Bowdabra bow wire, and it lasts forever. This stuff, I mean, it's 100 yards on the roll, on most rolls, and it lasts and lasts. So, okay, so I've got my Bowdabra bow wire down in the Bowdabra. So to do this, again, I'm going to have a top side, and I'm going to have a bottom. This on my swags, I like the top to be more rounded and the tails to be cascading. So I'm going to use the fern at the top, and I'm going to take this ficus branch as my tails.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we have our new videos that come out every Wednesday.
Sandy, which camera am I on? I'm going to show
You're on the front camera.
Okay, so I have a bush of flowers. You can buy these at Hobby Lobby. They mark them down 40% off all the time. I like to fold them in half, like this. So since I like my top side to, we'll see which side's, this side's fluffier. So I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to put this right down in the Bowdabra, stalk and all.
Now you're on the overhead.
Okay, thank you. And you can fluff them out when you get situated. I just wanted you to see that how it's going to lay and look. So you can shape it out, whatever you need to do. But when we get it out of the Bowdabra, it'll have a bow and everything. It'll be complete. Easiest swag in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and add some tails to it. I've got about a yard of this 2.5 inch wide pretty pink ribbon. I'm just going to stick them that way. I've got this really pretty striped pink ribbon, and it's about a yard.
And we have a winner.
We do.
The winner is Karen from Texas, who's watching on YouTube. So Karen, make sure that you email us at info@bowdabra.com. Again, that's info@bowdabra.com.
Congratulations. So now I'm going to do another funky bow. You can do twist and folds, but this is so easy to do, and it's fast. So I'm twisting, got my pretty side showing. I think that's my pretty side. Yeah, it's very similar. And I'm going to make a loop and place the other tail down in. And we've got opposite side to do. So we're going to twist, place that down in, fold your loop, and put that tail in. Want to make sure they're a little bit more even. Got a chance to fix it right now if they're not even, or if they are, you want to straighten them up. Okay, I've got one of these dollar store, Dollar Tree picks of hearts, and I'm going to split it. Let's see, I'll do that, because I'll spread it out when I tie it up. So next I'm going to add some more. This is another 1.5 inch wide wired ribbon. Just using assorted pinks. So where was my last? Okay, my last loop was here, so I'm going to put my next loop here. Twist and fold and scrunch. Same thing, twist. Pretty side showing yet. Place it here, because you can move that over here once you tie it. Fold, scrunch. Now I've got a little rosebud that came off of something. Again, I saved scraps, so I use a lot of this. I'm going to tuck that in. And last, I have about 24 inches of this really pretty rose ribbon, and I'm going to fold it in half, place it in upside down, and just make a shoe bow. That hides my rose, but when I'm done, I'll put the rose in the center. So it's really pretty. So now I'm going to take, oh, it's so big. I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wire. I'm going to pull it up past all the greenery to the top, pull the loose ends through the loop. Pull it tight, remove it, and now we're going to tie it up nice and tight. Flip it over, get past your greens again. You want to stay on the wire when you're doing this. This assures you're getting it tight. Nothing's going to make it loose, and you're not going to need hot glue again if you do this tight. Alright, so now it's tied. We're going to fluff out our bow. And since it's a funky bow, it's easy to fluff. So to get my tails down, where's the first one? There it is. Pull that down, this, and just separate your tails in loops. And now I'm going to pull some of these over. I didn't glue these down. I knew that was going to come off in my hand while I was making it. Okay, just keep pulling and separating so you have all your loops and your tails go in the right direction. Pull your rose up to the center. fluff those loops. And then you can tie this onto a wreath, or you can just use it as a door swag. I hadn't even fluffed the flowers yet, and it looks really pretty. So, and those tails will cover up any spaces there, or you could add berries to it while you're making it if you want more stuff in the tails. So this is it. We have this beautiful door swag, and when the season's over for Valentine's Day, you pull that out, and then you'll have a spring door swag that you can keep up for the rest of the season. And that's
And what's amazing is Joette just did all those projects in about 25 minutes.
right.
So it's super simple and really fun. So everybody, thank you so much. And Joette, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see all you guys next week. And please share and let your friends know about Bowdabra.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.